Hi, this is David McCann for WebTNG. In this video, I'm looking at a relatively new plugin called Dynamic Shortcodes. I think I found an incredible match, a really fantastic use of dynamic shortcodes, and that is with core blocks in the site editor. And that's what I'm going to demo in this video. Dynamic Shortcodes is from dynamic.000. They are the creator of dynamic content for Elementor. I've been using dynamic content for Elementor on Elementor sites for a number of years. I've made a lot of videos about it. It is an incredible plugin, especially when it comes to working with dynamic data. And dynamic shortcodes, what they did is they kind of took all the knowledge and power of dynamic content for Elementor in terms of working with dynamic data, and they created their own super shortcode syntax where you can access, I think, pretty much all of the different types of dynamic data that are available in a WordPress website. Let's look at some of the features of the plugin. I just want to point out that it works here with ACF, Jet Engine, Metabox pods, and Toolset. Okay, so great support for different custom field options in WordPress, and as far as I can tell, it has really deep support for each of these, at least for ACF and Metabox, and I believe for the others as well. Now, it works with Breakdance, Bricks, the classic editor, Elementor, full site editing, Gutenberg, and Oxygen. And actually, if you already own dynamic content for Elementor, there's a special version of dynamic shortcodes that's included with that you can use with Elementor. So if you own dynamic content for Elementor, you're already taken care of in terms of using dynamic shortcodes with Elementor. Okay, in addition to working with custom field suppliers and different page builders, and showing dynamic data, dynamic shortcodes has a couple of other really powerful features. For example, here you can do arithmetic functions. You can use conditions, and they are advanced condition options. You can read and set cookies. There's a for loop. There's a loop. You can retrieve media. There are query options. This is really like a power library. Oh, by the way, another feature that came out in version 1.5 is that they now have an API so you can retrieve data from other websites. And so this is just packing a lot of power features in. If we look at pricing, we can see that there's yearly pricing for 1, 3, or 1,000 sites. And then for a time, they have lifetime deals for one site or for 1,000 sites. And I think this is a really attractive price point here. So if you see this video while they still have the lifetime deal, I'm encouraging people to take a look and see if it's something you might need, especially after watching this video and seeing how you can use it in the full site editor. I think you might be a little bit excited about this. I am. There is pretty good documentation here, and there are lots of examples. And when it comes to examples, there's kind of a unique help with dynamic shortcodes that I'll show you in just a minute. I have a test site here. I'm using the full site editor, and I'm using the Frost theme because I wanted a theme that was fairly mature and that wasn't paired with a block collection because I want to just use core blocks. And I wanted to work with a theme that doesn't have a pro or extension plugin that goes with it. Okay, so Frost fit that profile. I have a custom post type called Team, and this is the default archive that you get with Frost. There's no featured image here, but you can see, here's the post title, post date, the author, the excerpt, and an option to read more. Okay, so here's team members. Okay, and if you go to the single, you just have the same information, but you have the full content there, the full post content. All right, so let's go and look though, because there's a lot more to this site that's not being shown because we haven't built the templates yet. I have all-in-one WP migration that I use for backing up the site and resetting it between testing cycles. Then the dynamic shortcodes plugin. Then I have Metabox and Metabox all-in-one, which is the Pro all-in-one extension. I've created the post type called member, and I've created custom fields here. So we have some simple fields like job title, which is a text, staff email, which is an email, a personal blurb, which is a text area, pet name, which is a text field, pet photo, which is a single image field, a date hire, which is a date field, and then there's a group field with two fields inside the group, a social site, which is like, Facebook or X or LinkedIn, and then a link to the social site. So for each team member, they can have where to find them on social media. And the group field is the Metabox version of a repeater field. Okay, it works in a similar way. All right, so if we go look at a record here, we have the title, the content, the featured image. We have then the Metabox custom fields, her job title, email. For demo purposes, the team members want to share something about themselves. So they have their personal blurb and about their pet. Then we have the repeater field, the group field, the social site, and the link to the social site. I just put in the link to the home page because I don't really have profiles on each of these services for each member of the team. So this is kind of a placeholder, but it gives you the idea. When you install and activate dynamic shortcodes, there's a settings area here. And so you can pick which areas where you want to use dynamic shortcodes. So if you have a builder installed, then you would pick that builder also. There's this thing called Power Shortcodes, which is where you can build your own dynamic shortcodes. You can use their syntax and features to build your own shortcodes. So that's pretty cool. Then there's some help here. Then there are these demo shortcodes, and that's what I was alluding to before, where it's like dynamic documentation. This is the name of one of the posts. I've got a bunch of demo posts on here, and this is the name of one of the posts. And so you can come in here and see an example for each of the fields, right? And copy out the example, the dynamic shortcode. You can see the results there. There's some extra examples also, like here's some date arithmetic examples. Okay, so we'll be using these extensively, just coming here and grabbing what we need here. Then we go into now the site editor. Like I said, we're using the Frost theme. And so what we need is templates. I'm going to focus here on the single template because that way we can bring in dynamic data, different types of custom fields. There is no template yet for the member single or team single. So we're going to need one of those. And so I'm going to click add a new template. And the site editor allows us to then create and pick templates for custom post types. So that's a nice feature. Here's, the archive for members. And here's the single item member for the team. Okay, so I want it to be for all team members. The site editor also allows you to pull in a pattern if there is one. And that's like one of the big features, I guess, of the site editor is the ability to use patterns or pre-designed templates, which they call patterns. There's only one in this case, so I'm going to select this, but that we'll need to add a lot of fields here. There's no featured image for the team member's picture, and then there are none of the MetaBox custom fields showing either. Okay, so I'll choose this. I'm going to go in here and we'll look at what we have on here. I don't think I really need the comments area, so I'm just going to go to this group and we'll remove it. And then I don't think I need the category tags area either, so I'll remove that. Then I want to be inside this group, and I'm just going to go and insert before, and we'll add columns. We'll add 2 columns here, and we'll make it so that 3366. So the one on the left, we want to add in the featured image. So I'm just going to hit paragraph, and let's go back to the admin. I'm going to copy the URL here and open another tab. So let's see, we'll pick a record. I really like how, you can pick the record you want to get the example shortcodes from. Okay, and so looking for the featured image to start. And what I want is to return the featured image. I'm going to copy this one. Then we'll go back here and let's paste that in. Then I'm going to go to the second column and let's just move the title into there. Let's grab this row also. Let's move that in under the title. Now I'm going to just save and let's go and preview, and we'll go to the team and to her record. Okay, so this is what we see here so far. The shortcode worked. It brought in the featured image. We have a problem here, which is Gutenberg or a theme issue, and so we'll want to fix that. This is actually coming out about 50%. I've chosen an image that is bigger than 33%. So we need to either pick a smaller image, or I looked at the documentation for the media, and there are some options here for width and height. Okay, let's go back to our list of shortcodes and let's just choose the smaller image here. And we'll go to the template and let's replace that. And we'll refresh. Okay, so that's looking better. All right, now let's go down and we have the content. Let's add after the content. Let's add another set of columns here, and we will add a paragraph here to the first one. I want to show the team member's pet. So let's go back to the list of examples. That was the featured image, pet photo. There are different types of values we can retrieve here. I want the media one to show the photo, so I'm going to copy that. We'll go back to the template. And in this first column, let's add the shortcode, dynamic shortcode for the pet photo. And then in the other column, let's add a paragraph. And let's put in now about the personal blurb. See if we can find that. Oh, okay. Here's the pet name. Let's get that and put that in first. So in this column, we'll add another shortcode with the pet name. Okay, then I want to get the blurb, the personal blurb. So I'm going to copy that and we'll put that into this one, into this column. I'll make this a heading and we'll set the heading to an H2 here. And let's save. And let's go refresh here and see how we're doing. Whoops, we're way over here. We've got the data, but this is a weird kind of Gutenberg thing. We're going to have to use these group options to get the group to use kind of the inner content width, I think. See the second group they've got there says use inner content width. So let's add a group and yep, it's already set for that. Let's just save and take a look. Did that fix this issue? Yes. Awesome. We like to get these closer somehow. So let's look at this column here. I think by default, the paragraphs end up having some padding or margin on them. So let's scrunch that down and do the same here. And then for this one, do the same on the padding and on the margin. So I get rid of that extra. Sometimes there's kind of mystery padding content. Let's look if that made any difference. Yeah. Let's see what else we have that we might want to add. We have the job title. So let's copy that and let's go under the title. Let's add after and let's put in the job title and let's make that a heading also. And that'll be an H2. So let's save and take a look at that. All right. Again, we're getting default inbuilt padding, which I guess the theme is adding, Gutenberg, or the theme is adding. So let's see if we can get rid of that there. Okay, and for this one too, let's save that and let's see what that looks like. Okay, now let's go and let's add some more information here. Let's go and under the personal blurb, let's say, I've been working at the company since, and now you know there is the hire date in here. See where the date of hire. So let's copy the date of hire. Let's paste that in. I think we're going to need to format the date, but let's look and see what it looks like. Yeah, so let's go and dynamic shortcodes and date. Let's see, what we want is the month name. So it's going to be F, so like January, and then we want the day. So that's D, and then the year is a Y, capital Y. So let's get an example that we can start with. Let's see. This one has a date format on it. So let's copy this one and let's go to the template here and let's paste it in line. And then let's see. Okay, I don't need this part because I'm not doing the math on the date. And then we wanted, let's see, it was F space D, comma, Y. Let's see if that's right. Let's refresh, scroll down. Yeah, excellent. So we've got a date example. Now there's one more custom field that I'd like to output. Okay, and it is the social media. This is that group field. Okay, so if we expand the examples here, it looks at it as an array of an arrays. And they've got examples here to output a list like this. But I'd really like to have it as a button. I had a hard time getting my head around this syntax because you can see it gets a little gnarly here. So I asked support because for me it would be easier to use an array syntax where I using names of the subfields. That actually exists. Let me show the help for that and then the example for that. Okay, and so the help for that one is here. It's a filter. Okay, and so you're using a pipe, and then they've got examples here for array access to access the items in the array. Okay, I want to use, I think, HTML element because I'm going to add these links in the HTML block. So this is the dynamic shortcode here. It's a for loop. The variable for the items in the group are called row. And then this is the field name. And then we're get row, and there are two fields in the row. There's a link to the social site, and there's the row, the social site name. That's going in as a anchor tag. So let's save that. And we'll refresh. Okay, so let's add some blurb here. Contact me on social media. And let's refresh. All right. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you, was making a single page here and outputting several of the different types of custom fields. We have featured image field output with dynamic shortcodes. We have a text field. We have a single image field, another text field. We have a text area. We have a date field here that's used in line. And then we have a group field where we output the social media sites, and that does work. One of the things that really caught my attention when testing this is that it works with the site editor. It's working here with core blocks, and it's a very flexible and powerful option, and it's very lightweight. So I think it's pretty hard to get more lightweight than this without using custom coding. So I'm pretty impressed with dynamic shortcodes. I want to do some more experimentation and diving into the site editor, and so I'm happy to have this in the toolbox for working with dynamic data. So I hope you found this look at dynamic shortcodes useful and interesting. If you did, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. There's a summary of the video available on the TNG website. Thank you for watching.